Did you know that the Sonic the Hedgehog movie opens with a very important and iconic sound? Or at least an orchestral reference to one? As the Sega logo is shown right at the beginning, the score plays a couple of notes that should sound familiar to any 90s kid or gamer. The music is a perfect representation of the digitized voice that would sing the word Sega over the intro screen for the original Sonic the Hedgehog game on the Sega Genesis. And there's something else special in the intro too. You definitely noticed that the familiar stars of the Paramount logo were replaced with golden rings. But did you know that this is one of the rare times that Paramount has allowed the logo to be changed? It's been done in other movies too, but not as often as you might think. Like in Benjamin Button, where the logo is created by falling buttons, or Transformers: The Last Knight, where fireballs appear behind the famous mountain. How many other twists of the logo do you know? And we're not ready to move on from the beginning of the movie yet, since the film is absolutely jam-packed with details and references, like the area Sonic is running through as he fills us in on where he grew up. Look at that tropical paradise. What does it make you think of? Again, gamers in the crowd will recognize this as the very first level of the original Sonic the Hedgehog game, appropriately named Green Hill. This first act of the Sonic game has the same lush greenery, ramps, and even loops that Sonic runs through in the movie. They even kept the checkerboard pattern in the rocks. A lot of speculation has been made about the inspiration for the owl Longclaw, who's seen in the film. Due to Longclaw's seemingly maternal relationship with Sonic, one of the popular theories is that the character takes its inspiration from the guidebook Stay Sonic, published in the UK in 1993 by Fantail. According to the guidebook, it states that Sonic was first found by an owl, although this owl was named Sophocles, not Longclaw. And check out those sunflowers. Do those look familiar? They're the exact same kind that adorable young Sonic gives to Longclaw. Now we know for sure that this is the real Green Hill Zone. And speaking of Green Hill Zone, if that name sounds especially familiar, it's because we just see moments later that the rings transport Sonic across space to what just happens to be another Green Hill Zone. What are the odds? Though this one in Montana is actually called Green Hills with an S. I guess they wanted to be more accurate since technically there's quite a few hills visible here. And there's another Sonic deep cut not long after. You were probably too distracted by Sonic's insane solo table tennis technique to notice, but he's crafted his homemade ping pong table from a road sign and some cans. If you can pry your eyes from his supersonic skills, you can see that the road sign is for Hilltop Road. No, the road doesn't appear in Green Hill Zone, and in fact isn't in Sonic the Hedgehog video game at all. That's because it's in the second Sonic the Hedgehog game, which is appropriately titled Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and just so happens to feature Hilltop Zone as its fifth stage. But back to the first Sonic game. Look again at the headband Sonic is wearing as he practices his self-defense skills with a pair of nunchucks. You might have to really lean in close to see this one, but if you do, you can see that there's a very distinctive logo on his headband. That's right, it's the logo for the Sonic the Hedgehog video game. Minus the name of the game and a picture of Sonic himself, of course. They didn't want to make it too obvious after all. The presence of the logo does raise an interesting question though. Does Sonic the Hedgehog game exist in the same universe that Sonic lives in? Is the headband from another dimension? Or did Sonic himself design the logo? Perhaps we'll find out in the sequel. Also, in his lair, you can spot a sign for Roadrunner Road, a clear reference to another speedy and somewhat mischievous character that Sonic likely relates to. There's also a sign that's been altered to warn about fast children, as well as a license plate that reads ND4SPD, or in other words, Need for Speed. This is a nod to the iconic phrase Need for Speed from the Top Gun films.
I feel the need for speed.
As well as the name of a racing video game franchise that got its own film adaptation in 2014. Of course, where would Sonic be without his arch nemesis Dr. Robotnik, the evil scientist Sonic likes to refer to as Eggman? When Dr. Robotnik searches for the control panel to reboot his ride after a power surge, there's an Easter egg hiding in plain sight. Did you see it? Along with the panels labeled Evil Lab and Self-Destruct is one that says Badniks. Badniks, of course, are the animal robots that Robotnik uses as his personal army in the Sonic games. Then when Dr. Robotnik tells his assistant Agent Stone that he was trained by Native American shadow wolves, it sounds like a nonsensical line about a made-up thing to give him some humorous backstory. Surprisingly though, Native American shadow wolves are a real thing. They're trackers who are part of the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. But Sonic has another nemesis in the movie, one that somehow has an even less intimidating name than Dr. Eggman, the local cryptozoologist known as Crazy Carl. And his drawings of the mysterious superfast creature, who he refers to as the Blue Devil in Green Hills, is more than just a poor representation of Sonic. The drawing is actually a reference to the meme Sonic, which is a pop culture phenomenon and name given to a similarly poor illustration of Sonic passed around online. And we didn't forget about the drawing that Sonic himself shows us earlier in the movie. When Sonic looks at his map of all the planets he's been through, there are several Easter eggs. If you pause to look closer, you can see that his home planet's drawing is actually the logo for the Sega Saturn game console. You can also spot a Chaos Emerald, which play a huge role in the Sonic games. Though the question marks here make it seem like Movie Sonic isn't quite sure what to make of that yet. This next one is so hidden that you'd be impressed to have quickly caught it under normal circumstances. So luckily Sonic was kind enough to pause things for us so we could spot it. If you look at the street sign behind Sonic, you'll see that it says Mega. This by itself doesn't really mean anything, but if you really squint, you can see that this isn't Mega Street or even Mega Avenue. Nope, it's Mega Drive. That's right, another Sega console reference, this time to the Mega Drive, which was the official name of the Sega Genesis outside of North America. When he's paused, this is also a good time to check out Sonic's eyes. If you look closely at Sonic's nose, you can see a nod to Sonic's original video game design. In the video games, Sonic's eyes are conjoined, while in the film his eyes are separated. The film's design gives homage to this original design by putting a strip of white hair across his nose, connecting his two eyes. And more about Sonic's design. You might remember that there was a huge audience backlash over Sonic's design. The studio heard the criticisms and moved quickly to redesign the character's look, much to the delight of fans. But have you ever wondered what the business implications of the move were? Apart from having to push the film's release date back 3 months to complete the redesigns, it cost an additional $5 million, and the visual effects studio Moving Picture Company had to close down its Vancouver studio. One thing the film definitely got right is the soundtrack. Not only is it filled with great songs like Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, Sonic is clearly a classic rock fan, as evidenced by him owning Van Halen records. But there's a nod to a classic Sonic song too. The music for, you guessed it, the Green Hill Zone is incorporated into the score, and the original Sonic the Hedgehog video game composer Masato Nakamura is even credited for his work. When Sonic gets a new place to live in Tom and Maddie's attic, you might have noticed that he has a very special bed. Sonic doesn't just get to sleep in a racing car bed because it's cool, but because it's a reference to the Sonic comic books. Tom presumably still sleeps in a big bed with his wife. Another subtle reference? When Sonic's waiting for the missiles to land, he's seen tapping his foot. While it's a common way to express someone waiting for something to happen, this was actually a reference to Sonic's idle animation, seen in the Sonic games when players set down their controllers and left Sonic to stand in one place. Apparently his attention span is also super fast. Also straight out of the games is Sonic's spin dash, which he busts out during the high-speed chase on the highway. He seems surprised that he has the ability, which barely worked, and right after even comments on how he must have had a bonus life. Yet another blurring of the lines between Sonic being a real creature and something straight out of a video game. Right after that, when a family in a minivan is hit by one of Robotnik's power-sapping weapons, there's another super hidden Sonic reference. You'll have to look closely to spot this one, but if you do, you'll see a Chow, one of the little creatures from later Sonic the Hedgehog games that players could raise like little virtual pets. And finally, we have the answer to a question that's been dividing the Sonic fan community for decades. The question being, is Sonic right or left-handed? Well, thanks to the scene of Sonic playing baseball all by himself, which itself could be a reference to when Bugs Bunny did the same thing, we learn that Sonic is a southpaw. That's right, the world's most famous hedgehog is left-handed. I hope you liked the video and found some things you missed the first time in Sonic the Hedgehog. Make sure you subscribe to Movie Logic for more daily movie facts, trivia, and Easter eggs.